Restart.
Oh, thank God, it's got an autosave. Yeah, that's going to be needed, because from what I hear, some of the cases are stupidly long. My only experience of this game is literally watching a few people, like, the highlight reels. You remember Mars is a robot, Mars is on fire?
Yep.
Thank you to Lime's brother for providing funds to get this game for my birthday. You rock bungle, thank you very much. Let's play! Title, oh yeah, because it is a compilation. Okay, so they called it Prosecutor's Gambit. So that's the one that never released in this country. This is the one that did release.
New game. Sorry.
So do we want crusty or sleek?
Let's go for HD.
Yeah. I know App would want us to go with the pixel art, but we're gonna go with the HD stuff. Turnabout Visitor. Okay. Great. Oh, and as everyone knows, this is the Edgeworth game, so I'm playing this time because it's Edgeworth.
I'm sorry.
Dragon will be taking on some more NPC duties.
I'm sorry, but I'm fucking dying at the moment because I used to do this up.
Thanks. Right, let's go! Chess.
Oh no. I remember.
That's in the second game. We're safe at the minute. I got an achievement. Some more question marks. Speak.
To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That sounds like Edgeworth.
No.
That is the job of a prosecutor.
That may be true, but why? Why go this far?
Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Oh, you.
This is the murderer!
What else am I playing? Why is your army elongating? I don't like it.
It's because of the... Yeah,
Why you attract... They don't like that band. Forehead.
I'm approaching Mongol prosecutors.
Always have been, always will be.
I think you're going to have to make his voice super cocky when we actually get to him.
Fine, I guess, but... genuinely, my first thought was, nice face, what the fuck is going on with your hair? With the forehead, you look like an egg with hair strapped on with a hairband! You know when you have that, when you make the autographs with an egg?
Yes.
And you draw a face on an egg?
Yeah.
It looks like somebody's done that with him, drawn a face on an egg, then put, like, fucking feathers as hair, but put a hairband around it to keep the feathers from moving.
I made a Pikachu with an egg.
Good for you. But that's what egg.
It's very early in the morning. It's very late at night at the minute. It's 11 o'clock here. I suddenly had a desire to play the game. Here I am. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood?
I don't know what blood smells like. Bloody. You're either a bloodhound or a vampire. I don't know which, and I don't care to know.
Everyone
right now.
is in this series. Oh my god! What the?
It's a dead body.
It's a dead man. What's the meaning of this?
Oh, so you know
My files are all over the floor, you asshole! Get up!
Freeze!
Are you fucking threatening me?
Oh, God.
Identify yourself.
Oh. Shut up! What?
It's just the way you said it, just... Oh! Shut up!
I said I was like, no!
You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear.
How's it back on the wall? What? How's it back on the wall?
No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. Including shooting my amazing jacket and then magically putting it back up again.
Why are you laughing so much?
Because it's funny. Bye!
Scotty, beat me up! I've been covered blown! Scotty, beat me up!
My name is Miles Edgeworth.
Really?
And I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home, after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. Are you okay?
What am I now?
Yeah, you take those pictures, boy.
What am I now?
So as you can see, the way these games are played are quite a bit different to normal
It's off the
themes,
wall
right?
again.
Yeah. Well, we're now in the game world, which is a lot more consistent than cutscene land.
I finished photographing the victim's body, sir!
Very well. Please continue your investigation.
Yes, sir!
Great work. You are doing amazing work.
Mr. Edwards, are you okay, sir?
For God's sake. Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene.
When I heard about that a murder takes place in your office, I ran up here straight away, sir!
This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct. And the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being.
You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt?
No, I'm perfectly fine. However, my office is a fucking mess.
What is your office? It's totally trash, pal!
I love his fucking sprite. Look at him. I'll say the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office.
Oh, sounds like you're gonna get burned up over this whole thing.
This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it.
Oh, just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating.
Yes. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind.
Yeah, I was wondering about that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you?
No, not really. Especially because of this.
The key to your office?
For security reasons, this office store has a... Yeah, it makes sense.
What do you mean, sir?
If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. That's a bit of a burn.
Logic?
No. Suppose this is how he keeps leaking stuff to the defense.
Gumshoe!
By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. Logic and basic logic is my superpower, after all.
So in essence, the fact that there's a key to his office The door was unlocked when he got there, meaning somebody else had a key to his office, but the only two people who should have a key to that is himself and Gumshoe.
Correct.
So how do you use it? God!
Well, he's being dumbed down because this is the tutorial. First I recall the information we've gathered, and then I connect them together. Now, to recall the facts. Ah! The crime scene is my office. The key! Connect! And got another achievement! For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir.
There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after?
You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's a beautiful logic, sir.
It's 2 in the fucking morning. It's not really beautiful, but okay. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Begin!
The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir.
I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply just look at it when I'm next to it.
And if you ever feel lost on a sir, just talk, okay? I'll give you a great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir.
Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Oh, you're very sassy today. Oh, so you get to run around now.
Hello.
What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of the gun here.
Disposing of their gun. I cannot believe you said into that.
It was actually a mistake that happened, but I rolled with it. Care to enlighten me as to where?
Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model, I think.
Detective.
I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous, pal.
Says the guy that was offering to show his gun to a child in a previous game. Hey, look, I got a gun. Isn't this cool? Detective, do not show that to my child. He was trying to show it to Pearl. Yeah.
But now I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergencies. So that's why I don't recognize it, pal.
So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. I'll keep that in mind. Hello. Do you have anything to report? I point at you.
Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction, pal.
Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. My chessboard!
Ah, you were knocked over your chess set. Alright, all set up, ready for when you got back. I figure we could play a few games.
Aww. I had no idea you were interested in chess.
I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try.
In that case, I suppose I could set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much.
Oh my god!
Let's look at this dead man. We finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area.
It's going poof, poof, poof.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Well, hello.
He has been shot. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area.
Looks like a bullet blast cleaning through his stomach area, sir.
In other words, he was shot.
Yep. And until the autopsy's done, I didn't think I know much more than that.
Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene.
Okay. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir?
Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all.
Alright, if you say so.
I'm a smartass. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to just open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence, I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often.
Well, there's two things I can see. I don't believe it! I packed all those files on the shelf so tight! That's not even an earthquake can make them fall off! Just look at them!
Earthquake! Anyway.
And that's right, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all!
A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. Do not mention that word again, you asshole. I guess we're not allowed to look at that yet.
The files are all over the floor, sir.
They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer.
What's that? Little black thing you do that on the phone?
We will have a look.
Oh, and I tried so hard to keep the place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless.
I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room.
You did. Well, I water with flowers every day just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Sunday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled.
Does he have a life?
No.
Wait, what's this? What do we have here?
Hey, I think I've seen one of these before.
It's a police badge, detective.
Oh, yeah, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinky dink.
Let's take a look inside. He looks very different from the front. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective just like you. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to currently use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Yes, he really does look quite different from the side. Yes, I do believe that is everything here. Well, moving on. There's some stuff here.
Ah, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir.
Oh, for God's sake. That killer is going to pay. This tea set.
Yikes, you're really mad over this.
It's like a little schoolgirl just like, oh no, don't! Don't go near me! This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England, where I obtained my accent despite the fact that I'm in America. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. A bit more gummy now, please. What? You just went, what? You said, whack.
What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks.
It has. Oh, did I miss something? Oh, sorry. Just, I guess not. Ah, yes.
Oh, it's a trophy the, Knight of Prosecutors, right?
Oh, for God's sake. King of prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield.
They only said this is the winning prosecutor, right?
Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself.
That's a thing, so you're gonna have to try saying that sometime.
Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Well, it's a good thing my steel samurai doll was spared any harm.
Speaking of which, I still haven't sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again?
Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of near Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids, so of course I'm not actually into it. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well, so I'm allowed now to like it. Spin-offs like Pink Princess Warrior of Little Old Tokyo and the Nickel Samurai, along with a deluge of merchandise, even a new stage show gives it presence.
You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some kind of sort of rabbit fanboy, sir?
Of course not! Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much! And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. Flowers. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers?
The ones that come with a card attached every month by clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Ah!
Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are thy thorns.
Wendy, isn't that name of that old lady with the whiny voice that stalked?
That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Ugh. Exercise and explaining my own method to me was unnecessary.
Okay, then how about I explain my logic to you next?
That is even more unnecessary! Right, one last thing to check, I think. Yep. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa.
That thing looks like a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir?
Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest.
You're right, sir. I'm gonna work as hard and be a real trooper to the end.
Get that fucking elbow out of my fucking shoulder.
It looks like he's smacked with the face.
He won't want to fucking move. Case is over. I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Get that out of my face! Thank you. To be... I mean, can I look at my fucking cravat or not?
No.
No, I guess he's too fucking busy. Well, I guess let's think about some shit then. Into the Mind Palace! So, victim was the detective. Revolver. Connect. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check this victim's body one more time?
Yes, sir. On and out, sir. Excuse me, pal.
He's dead, detective. You don't have to be so friendly.
Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What do we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, this guy's wearing a gun holster.
So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Just write that down! Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. Oh!
As I always say, you gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence, pal.
I've just put on my analyzing glasses.
You can rotate the object. There's no such thing as a bad angle.
Okay.
You can zoom in and out and get at the nitty and gritty.
Yes, I will most certainly move my eyes closer to the object. Let me just take them out and go, To think it's so easy to take a life with just the pull of a trigger. I shot a gun once.
You know, I can't ever see myself really liking guns.
Then stop showing them to children.
Oh, but I know the ones they use at the track and field means to start races.
Of course.
And if you take off before it's fired, everybody always ends up following your lead.
To chase you down for a false start, detective.
Now you mention it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place.
Let's have a look here. It looks like only one round was fired from this.
Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knows how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to...
Jim!
Oh god, it's this guy.
Oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you?
Are you alright?
Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be!
You're ruining the evidence. Stop crying. Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body.
The body! The body! Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh!
You killed him, though!
Look at him! Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night.
What, with spaghetti bolognese on his chest? What are you on about? Ketchup?
Sure. Just in a bloodstained soup, pal. Where are my manners?
Why are you smiling at a time like this? Aren't you that prosecutor?
Why?
So, Jacques Portsman. Well, say your line.
Well, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman, prosecutor.
Why do you have a medal?
I don't know.
Jacques Portsman. No, seems like a normal name.
Jim here was my partner in crime busting.
I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor. I'm a lot posher sounding, and I have a cravat, so I'm already better than you in your weird sports gear.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office?
Yes, that is correct.
Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal! Just calm down, okay? I'm having a fist fight with my fucking self at this point.
Welcome to my life.
I will not! I know how things work around here! High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door.
That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner.
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth's been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Ho, ho, ho! Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then! You're Jim's killer! No way, pal! You got it all wrong!
Everyone, calm down! Mr. Portsman, correct. If you're a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions?
Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes.
Telling me, fucking murderer.
You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth.
How fucking dare you?
I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor.
I get the feeling that's meant to be an insult.
You're something of a legend, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal?
That is a weird way of shaking hands. A pleasure to work with you. Could you put that down a bit further to actually shake my hand properly?
You guys were conducting your investigations, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then, it's your room after all.
Thank you, I intend to.
I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! Sir! Oh, you're done now.
What the fuck is that?
I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner Jim.
What the fuck? I should probably give them some space. What the fuck is wrong with this fucking guy? Well, I guess I can find look for this one thing. Let's have a look quickly. Haha!
Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor?
It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round.
So I killed not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well?
It didn't hit the jacket, you idiot!
They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? What if they shot through it? It would have been a disaster, pal!
It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here.
Huh? Like what, pal?
I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us.
Really?
Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him, but I will not say his name! He is now my ex! Disgusting! Dare he act like that on my data? This is why I'm not hanging out with Gumshoe more. But I have my own methods, and I can conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction.
Oh.
This is it. The bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my finger at it and go, "Eep!" And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it with a capital P! This is how I do things. It contradicts the revolver because only one shot was fired. Ha ha! Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction.
What do you mean, sir?
It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim, the second felled this frame.
Hey, that's right!
However, this gun was only fired once.
Which one did it shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's true too!
Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight?
By the way, I noticed something, sir.
Yes?
What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
Ah, that. It's a secret safe.
A secret safe? Oh, I smell money!
I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way.
Roger that! Not about dusty, pal!
I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while.
I had no idea there was a safe here. Where I kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in?
It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Really? I had no idea.
Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence.
So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session.
That's it. That's what's squashing my hopes and dreams.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Well, I can see. Yes, I can find.
Cranny!
Yes, here's the first cranny. Why is this area a different colour? Now this is odd.
You found something, sir?
This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean?
Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself.
You there, the forensic scientist.
Yes, sir?
Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? Why am I pointing with rock hand? I'm doing the devil horns, like, point!
You got it, sir! I couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. It looks like it was wiped down well.
Interesting. As I thought, it appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. You're back to ticket photo. Jesus Christ. Think time in my mind palace.
The killer's goal.
The killer's goal. White fingerprints.
That's what we were looking for.
He was thinking of stealing nothing from my safe. I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after.
Well, what is it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Motive theft, signs of a struggle, I guess, because if someone's stealing and then the police officer finds him...
Yeah.
Maybe that?
Like son.
Yes! There is a possibility that the files played on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer.
Oh? You mean like it could be from where the killer was trying to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen.
Yes, sir. I'm going to shelf files like you've never been seen before. Even in a library.
Sure. Let's give that a try.
Why do all the good ones die young?
Get the fuck out of the way!
Sure, you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth.
No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. Now move!
And? So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth?
First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place.
You got it. Here, let me help.
Oh, put your fingerprints on the files again, you're not suspicious anymore.
So the file goes here, and that one goes there. You sure know lots about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office? Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal! Okay, done!
It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here.
The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh!
I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf.
And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out, pal.
You're a homicide detective. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now.
You know I'm no good blood, sir!
I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot.
Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it.
That would be the logical conclusion.
So this is why the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh?
For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred.
I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way?
To explain, Dragon paused because I guess Dragon is thinking about the case instead of going blind.
Sorry, habitual. That's too low. The victim's handprint.
He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot.
There are prints on the floor, too.
Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor.
I don't think so. I put them all back, just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing.
Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for.
May I talk before you click for more fucking lines?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think they were made when you fell. They can't have been.
I don't think the files are in the right position. Why is 0 appearing after 3?
Well, that too.
Because if... Also, how did he get shot down there?
Thank you, that's what I was trying to say. If you actually let me talk. No. I'm not doing any more lines for you.
The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf.
The brown against this guy's pants proves that pretty well.
In a sense, I suppose.
See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. No, the files are in the right order.
How does 0 come after 3, though?
The truth, they're not. They should be up.
Yeah, because, you know, like you were thinking,
Yeah.
that should be more up here, really.
Yeah.
So I guess let's deduce with a bonk. Is the spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Well, I guess clean through the abdomen. There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole!
What do you mean, sir?
You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up.
But what if the guy who was shot was sitting or lying down, sir?
That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot, which suggests he was standing when he was shot.
And that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir?
It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption, and it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? The order of the files. I believe it was the order of the... I believe the order of the files is a bit off.
You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong. Sir?
Oh?
Yeah. You see how the files here was shown begin with the number 0? What are those running all the way down there after 1, 2, 3? That's really weird.
Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye.
But the numbers are all out of order.
Those white binders are special, so they are arranged differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred.
Aha!
So that's it.
Right.
I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out.
Are you gonna be okay to put the body back out into how it was before it was moved?
They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. Where's his head gone?
There's pharmacy.
There is. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith.
And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess.
Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim.
But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time?
Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why?
I told you they were in the right order. But no, I told you that they were in the right order the Gumshoe put them in. My brain just immediately jumped to, no, that is the right order.
Yeah, because now we can see they continue along to the other shelf, which has a missing one and Gumshoe written on it.
Oh no.
Yes, let's give it another look now. Yes, dead man. There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved.
Then fucking look.
But there is no time to ponder that now. Let's just continue with our investigation.
Yeah, how about... Roger that, sir. I'm ready to go. How about you look slightly to your fucking right, Edgeworth?
Weep. This...
What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? I said some pretty incredibly incriminating evidence.
Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, wait! There's got to be some mistake! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me! Say something, sir!
It appears that one of my files was stolen. was really after? And we're done.
So Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. This most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party.
If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up.
Jim's words. They're more than enough, wouldn't you say?
If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning.
You got it.
I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do?
What I always do in court, I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique.
How do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
I might as well. Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open up my organizer and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply smack them in the face with it, but that's old news.
But it's not like there's going to be a flaw in their testimony every time, right?
Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new unmodified testimony.
I think you get it, sir, but sure to try the technique out during investigations too.
Yes, well, I learnt it from a certain bluffer. Very well, I'll even show you how it's done. Now, watch carefully. Mr. Portsman's logic. Well, for an introductory case, this is quite long. Similar to, I suppose, the Justice for All one.
Yeah.
But I suppose we're learning a lot of mechanics for how this game will work.
Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be his final words that you will be brought to justice. Sorry, by his final words.
You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer?
I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest.
Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There is no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic. And expose it with credible evidence! Rebuttal time.
I'm not gonna bother reading the lines.
Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. It's so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. I'm just trying to figure out which one it is that I need to present it to, because it's the fact of he would have known that the name was written there because one of the files is missing.
Wait, to look like you committed theft.
There we go. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters. Because that one's missing.
Yeah.
Objection!
I got another achievement! Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic.
Bring it in your bit of courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game.
I can't help but find it odd.
Excuse me?
Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office.
What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it.
If you have time to laugh, then you have time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file?
What? That's impossible!
What's impossible, Mr. Portsman?
Nothing.
The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder.
I think it pretty obvious that file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be as proof.
Yeah! I mean, the S is gone and there's only half an H!
If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Whoa, Jesus!
Wait, what exactly? What does that make this dying message?
It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
That's a lie! I can't believe a criminal tried to pin something on me, sir! I'm gonna get him, sir! You'll see! I'm gonna have him under arrest in no time!
Well, Mr. Portsman.
Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. Oh, that's why you have the fucking medal.
I appreciate the praise, but that doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed.
Meh, you win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However... What is this? What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Miss Rachel just proved that I'm innocent, pal.
What the fuck? What? Huh?
Keep it fucking on. Oh no. Fucking hell. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence.
Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Stop flapping your coat! Stop it!
Hold on.
You are not going to fly if you keep going ha 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 ha. Stop, you fucking
But the way
asshole.
he went stop flapping your coat was to the beat of him actually flapping his coat. Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with the key to this office?
One other person. Oh, thank
Stop
God
it.
you took it off.
Hey, you there. Yes, sir, what is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me, please?
A lady?
The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal, don't!
What's wrong with him all of a sudden?
I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon...
She's back,
Miss
baby!
Maggie Bird, a member of security.
Detective Gumshoe, sir.
Maggie. Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight.
As a thing, I don't fully remember what voice I gave her.
That's fine.
I see, and your point is?
My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it I mean the master key, which can open all office doors in this building. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird.
How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room!
That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal! It was me, that's right, I did it! Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was you, you'd have no problems with that, right?
Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Fucking hell, he's put the coat back on again. He's gonna start flapping.
Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here.
Stop it. Stop.
That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason.
Stop flapping your coat and acting like you're a bloody, pin-up model. Oh, look at me! My shoulders! Stop it! The reason for suspicion.
It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird stuck into the room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe wasn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
So you're saying she used the master key?
Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say?
That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well.
That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me.
I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him.
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions?
Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? No, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else?
I'll have you know I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating?
Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would.
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe?
Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. The way you script so badly that you're literally chased off the force. What? Wait! Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth?
Of course not. That's hogwash.
Phew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Oh.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe?
I figured whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him.
Oh dear, sleepy.
And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth! What are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence!
I would love to. But first we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying. And press him for more information. I guess I have to press him on all statements, so BAM! Hold it, hold it.
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key?
It's only my personal staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird?
That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir.
Mistaken.
Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean?
Yes, moving on. I hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal! But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time.
Should I hear Miss Bird out?
Yes.
Yes. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say.
Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? You don't need to hear her lies.
I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As in it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you?
I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words.
I'm not lying, sir.
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now.
I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir.
Ha, a likely story. The greatest proof that the key was stolen to begin with. I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again.
I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it.
Yeah, pal, trust me. You don't want to tell us just how bad her luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive.
Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, but... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe.
It's as if it is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. Can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However,
Glad to hear that Grandma Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me.
with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe,
Hey, good thing you can ask you for my opinion on the matter.
would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence?
We didn't
What?
discuss the safe with them.
Yeah.
We only discussed the bookshelves with them. I think the safe was wiped out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about that because let's think about it logically for a second. We didn't say that the safe was wiped down, nor that the safe was even tried. We didn't say that.
No.
We haven't mentioned the wiped down safe to him. At all.
Yeah.
Why are you?
I am frustrated. Because it's like Gumshoe was written upside down. It's the master key to every office in the building. And that is all we have to say about it.
Can you see the picture of the files again?
Here you go. Because why would the killer write it upside down?
Because it should have been the other way.
Yeah, I know. So we check there. Oh, there isn't really anything else to check. Pew, pew, pew. This badge's design is said to reflect the relentlessness and discipline of law enforcement. It comes from the authority vested in us as strict protectors of the law and executors of sentences, much like harsh winter frosts and blazing summer days. To wear it is to identify oneself as a prosecutor, but I have no interest in doing so. Each prosecutor's badge is engraved with a number of its own on the back. Numbers, as if we're not human on the inside like everyone else.
Huh.
That is all.
Right.
Like, I don't know, because obviously we can't present profiles,
Nope.
unlike the other one, so I have to present some form of evidence against one of his statements.
Well, let's...
Wait, yeah, you are right, it's about the safe. She's...
Only prosecutors know about the safe.
Objection!
Yeah, that works. Well done. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something?
Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway.
That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors.
Ah,
I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of her cunning plan.
but she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down.
I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted.
Yeah, even I didn't know where that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either, pal. And you are proposing that the killer is a prosecutor.
Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now?
This is why. What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault.
What do you mean?
Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes.
What did you just say?
We were partners. Like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. And that means... Yeah, I know. I only just told him to. Obviously it was wrong of me to tell him. Still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim.
Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief.
And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird.
Excuse me?
I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What, you're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she'd stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it, it was self-defense, wasn't it?
No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir.
Plus, even if he was a thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who sold the master key. Why is it there in the first place? Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be with us. Unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him.
Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief?
Don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense.
Has he no honor?
No, then I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out?
Stop flapping your bloody coat.
You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are also suspects of varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit.
Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself.
But, sir.
We have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful.
Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again.
If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear?
To be continued! Yes. There we go. There's part one.
Waiting the whole way. Fucking hell.
Yep. Wowies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go. Here's our first part of Ace Attorney Investigations. Suppose given how that went on for quite a bit, it's not surprising it's another twofer for the first case. Fun, fun, fun. Well then, we shall see you then in the next one where we finally prove that this bloody idiot is the murderer.
Yep.
At least the game is at least kind enough to show us who it is to begin with. Thank you all for watching this latest addition to our growing collection of varying games and reviews, just videos in general. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Please leave a like and a comment in the comments section down below. We love hearing what you think. If you have any recommendations for either games to play or material to review, let us know in the comments and we'll do our best to get to them when we can.
If you like our content, subscribe to see more. Check out our playlists if you are looking for something new or worried you've missed an episode. Click on the recommended video appearing on the screen if you want to see more of us right now. You won't regret it, we swear. Subscribe to our Patreon to become one of our lovely beans today. However, if that is too expensive for you at this time, please consider a one-off donation on our Ko-fi. Help support T-Wench today.
And with that, Lime out.
Dragon out.
Bye!